cold outside. Hi, my name's Cody and you're watching Lunch Ride. I know it's cold and crappy now, but within a few months, spring will be here and it'll be a lot easier to spend time outside. Now's a good time to start thinking about my camping trips for the next year. And I was thinking about camping trips from last year. One thing that I picked up last year that made living off the grid a whole lot easier was the Goal Zero Yeti 150. Power! Or what do they call it? This is gonna be the title card for YouTube. This portable battery has been a killer addition to my camping gear. With a handful of cameras, a phone, a gimbal, and even a computer from time to time, everything has batteries and everything needs to be recharged. When I went to Moab last spring, we decided to camp. We had multiple days of riding and filming planned, and other than the 12-volt outlets in the car, we really had no way to recharge all our crap. So I picked up the Yeti 150 because it filled most of my energy needs and more importantly, it fit within my budget. I ordered it directly from the Goal Zero website a couple days before we left. However, when I placed the order, it was late on a Thursday night and I really didn't take into consideration the weekend on the rush shipping. So the next day I realized that it probably wouldn't reach me in time for us to leave on our trip, which was the beginning of the next week. And my fault. Totally my fault. So I called Goal Zero and I told him my problem. The fella on the other end put me on hold for a minute, and when he came back he told me that he went down to the warehouse, found my order, and made sure that it would ship out ASAP, promising me that it would get there by the time we had to leave. Awesome. That's awesome. Like, that is total customer service right there. Who else does that? Amazon doesn't do that, I'll tell you that much. We got to talking a little bit. I told him we were heading out to Utah, and turns out they're in Salt Lake City, so he invited us all to come up and tour the factory. That is really cool. We couldn't go. It was too far out of the way, and we were really crunched for time just to get in all the riding that we could, but man, that's awesome. If I ever am in Salt Lake City, I am looking you up, Goal Zero, and I am going to visit you. I mean, if you'll have me. Now the Yeti 150 has two USB ports, a 110 outlet, and a 12-volt outlet. We had to charge 4 phones over 5 days, plus a Karma grip, a couple of GoPros, and a Sony RX100 Mark V. And after all that time, we still had 60% of the battery left. Of course, it will work way better with items that have very little power draw, like charging small batteries. You know, if you're trying to run a blender or an air mattress pump, it's probably not gonna last that long. But hey, if your plans are only for one night of car camping, bring your damn CPAP. If you're planning on an extended stay off the grid, you can add solar panels to recharge this battery. But you have to be careful which solar panels you choose. The smaller solar panels on a full day of sun might only recharge this battery 10 to 20%. If you need to recharge it every day, you need something like the Boulder 100, which will recharge this in something like 3 to 6 hours. There is the Boulder 50, which is a little cheaper, but it will take 10 to 12 hours to recharge it. So if it's something you can afford and you have the room, it's pretty awesome to have that option. Now obviously, it's too heavy to throw in a backpack. It's basically just a car battery with a very fancy case. But for car camping or weekends at the cabin, I really dig this thing. And one last note to make on this, when it's not in use, they recommend that you keep it plugged in so that the battery stays fresh. I just keep it on a shelf plugged in the garage, that way I know it's always ready to go. Well, my name's Cody and you're watching Lunch Ride. If you liked the video, if you thought it was helpful, hit like, press subscribe, share with your friends. Until next time.